This is day 3 of InfoComm. I guess I'm gonna go in here. I got a class starting out at 8:30 this morning called How to Have Healthy Volunteers on Your Church Team. Bam, son. Right there. It's awesome. I'm ready to get this day started.
Day 3.
Just going in the door. I'm about to go to my first class. Class is only going to be an hour, but then I have like 1,000 other classes I want to go to, but a lot of them overlap. I ain't gonna make it all. See y'all guys in a minute.
1 hour later.
I just got done with that class, and it was how to have healthy volunteers on your church team. That was a rough class because it was a little bit too true. It hit home a little bit too much for me. The guy was talking about when you're passionate about what you do, love what you do, and you want to continue to do what you do forever, you never want to stop, then it's hard for you to say no. It's hard for you to take time for yourself. It's hard to do time management because you end up spending 60 plus hours like doing something that you love and you'll blame the church for it. You'll say, oh, the church is asking me to do way too much and this, that, and the other, but you love what you do and you did that voluntarily, but yet the church didn't ask you to do that. You did that on your own. You took 60 hours to do something when the church only asks you to work for 10, so you can't blame them for that. The guy also said that you need to have orientations for your church volunteers in whatever department they want to work in. Like if your church volunteers want to work in video production, or if they want to work in audio or graphic design, whatever their gift is, you need to have an orientation for them at your church. When you have orientation for these new volunteers that you have, you'll be doing two things. You'll be giving them information, you'll be informing them on their job, what they will be doing, and all the work that they will perform in your department. Secondly, you will be giving them the vision of the church. In your orientation, you will give them the reasons why that you do what you do. As a leader, you will be giving them the why behind the work, the late hours, time away from your family. You'll be giving them the why behind all that. You will give them the why of everything that you do. You will tell them why you preach the way you do, why you preach passionate, why you sing passionate, why you do audio with passion, why you do graphic design with passion, why do you take 10 hours on one picture for one event, that people are probably only going to see one time. Like, why do you do all that stuff? Why you go hours and hours and hours not doing something at home with your family, but you're taking time for your church? Why you do those things? Your orientation will show them why you do those things. And in doing that, you'll be giving the vision of your church, and you will be giving them your passion. You'll be instilling that in them. And that's very important. But needless to say, that was a pretty life-changing class. The guy who did the class actually gave me his number afterwards. If I wanted more information, then I could just, text him or call him. It's pretty interesting. I made a connection there, so awesome sauce.
So the idea with this particular panel, we're looking at the row BP or Black Pearl 3. All right, and the idea is that it's an individual frame with modular components. So we've got one panel made up of 4 individual tiles and then the power supply. And it's both rear and front serviceable. Okay, we've got a magnetic tool that mounts to the front if you want to pull it off if it's in a system. But the concept is that if you build a wall, you never have to take the wall apart to do any level of service, regardless of where it's hanging. Okay, so little thumb screw on the back here. You can see we've got a handle, and if you're rear servicing it, it's just magnetic. You just push it right off of there.
Oh wow.
Okay, one tile can service both the top and the bottom of the wall, so you don't have to worry about, do I have a left-hand tile or a right-hand tile? Because all you have to do is pop this off and move it to the other side, and then I can mount it over here. Okay. Cool. If you notice, there's no ribbon cables or any superfluous cabling that needs to be handled, which are all, usually very hard to deal with. They break, that sort of stuff. So it's very clean. Again, magnetic, and the panel itself is magnetic with a tool on the front. Okay. So this is a very nice system. The other thing is that all of the panels will automatically calibrate. So if you've got a tile that's say got 2,000 hours on it, and we pull a brand new tile off the shelf that we've had, that we always send extra spare parts. Pull a brand new tile off and we put it in here, it'll auto calibrate so that it acts as if it's got 2,000 hours on it, right? Again, it goes back in there, very simple. And once it's in place, locks in beautifully, and the magnets make sure that it's a seamless integration when it's returned to the panel. And the whole concept would be that you get a nice clean look. It's going to function again. It's going to blend right into the rest of the system, so we don't have to worry about matching. And it's going to auto sense its existence, and we'll just handle that. There's nothing that needs to be done. It'll just do it. So now what we're looking at is I'm going to show you the assembly process of putting a couple of panels together. This is one of the things that makes this system so easy to deal with, and makes it very fast and flexible to put a system in place. So if you notice, on the left-hand side and on the bottom, you got the little nubs, okay? Magnetically locks together to put the panels in place. Then, on the back, it's a 1, 2, 3, locked in place, and you're done. Top to bottom, left to right. What the magnetic locking and the pinning system does is it guarantees that from panel to panel to panel, it's going to be absolutely smooth with no visible seams. It's going to lock the system together perfectly every single time. So the idea will be that you can very quickly and easily, with no tools, build a wall. So what we'll do is, if we're hanging it, we'll set the header bar. It's automatic. Every header bar has its own leveler bubbles built into it. So just a couple of thumb adjustments, we get the whole header bar in place, and then you start hanging tiles. We've put a 125 panel wall together with 2 people, fully functional in about 45 minutes, without one single tool on hand. It's pretty cool.
That is crazy.
And the same thing with the disassembly. Just unlock it, and then all we do is just break the magnet, and away we go.
Later.
I'm just gonna let y'all know real quick, I ain't never been so tired in my life. I need some sleep. Need some sleep. Need some sleep. Wow. I wonder who could be playing this piano. Gotta check it out. What? Hey, Kobe.
What's up?
You don't know what I got?
You gotta take camera?
Nope. I gotta take jelly beans. Oh my God!
When you start doing speakers with Dante,
I had a little bit of a surprise today. I met the audio engineer from Michael Jackson. His name's Chris Taylor. I talked to Chris for about 30 minutes. Chris began to talk about sound and how sound works, how to make a good mix, you know, all that kind of good stuff. Then he said something I thought was absolutely incredible. Chris said that mixing sound has nothing to do with technology. It has everything to do with listening. He said basically, if you can give me a guy that can listen, that man will give me a good mix. He said the problem with churches is not the equipment. It's not the equipment. It's the people that are running it. They're not listening. And because of all these problems with the people that don't listen to their mix, is they can't create good sound. I thought that was incredible. So honestly, it's like over these past couple of days, it's been more of the people that I've met more than the technology that I've observed. The people and the relationships that I've built here in the past couple of days has really been life-changing. Definitely pretty cool getting to meet Michael Jackson's ex-audio engineer. Chris Taylor also said the tour that he did with Michael Jackson was overseas, and this particular tour, he said, was life-changing. He said because they stayed in hotels that were absolutely incredible, but yet right across the street from those hotels were people that were living literally in boxes, catching dogs for food. He said, when I looked over and saw that, the difference there, we were living like kings, and those people were living in poverty. He said, I never went on tour with him again. Okay, so we just got on the bus. That particular place he was in was Bangkok. He said the first night of the tour, he said one of his colleagues was standing beside him, and he said, we've made it. This is it. We're mixing a show for Michael Jackson. Like, we have made it in our career. And the situation was, yes, we are mixing for Michael Jackson. But Chris said he looked over and right in the middle of that conversation, he looked over and saw that there was 2 men that were on the production team in that city, in this poverty-driven city, violence and all that. So he looked over and he saw them, and they were catching a dog for food because they haven't eaten in days. He said that was a life-changing moment for me. It's rough. It's rough. Getting off the bus, son. I'm ready to go to the house. I'm tired. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the building that we were in at InfoComm. It's pretty big. I want you to take a look at this. That is the second largest convention center in the US. 7 million square feet, and that's only the North Concourse. We were in the West Concourse. You can only imagine how big this thing actually is. So Eugene. How tired are you? Tired. Details?
$2,000 years later.
Nah. The only thing that I would say would be a bit of a letdown about InfoComm is the fact that you literally cannot see everything. I mean, there just ain't no way. There is so much stuff on the floor. It's impossible. I mean, there's no way you're gonna see it all. I mean, like, that would be my only gripe. I mean, of course, the traffic's terrible, but I mean, that's kind of be expected. But yeah, the presentations are awesome. The classes were awesome. The stuff that they brought out to the floor was awesome. All the companies that we went and saw and everything, all great. But you just can't see it all. That's probably the only thing I would have to say I have a gripe about. But that's not really necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you're going to stay busy for the entire 3 to 4 days that you're there. I mean, not really a bad thing, but at the same time, I wish I could see everything, but there's no way. Absolutely not.
12 o'clock midnight.
Okay, well, as you can tell, I've already changed. I am ready for bed. Because today was absolutely exhausting. Overall, another amazing day. I do want to kind of throw this info at your direction. The guy that done the video wall, the founder of E2I, Josh, you can go on his website and look at all his video walls. I actually forgot to get footage of that, so if you want to see more of that, definitely check out his website. I think his website is e2idesign.com. Definitely go check that out. Anyways, yeah, another great day at InfoComm 2017. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.